everybody, it's Mr. Gray here. Thank you again for another fantastic week of school. I want to get a bunch of housekeeping things out of the way first. Next week is November 18th through 22nd. Friday the 22nd is Fancy Friday. It's a day to dress up and have a good time. It'll be a short day too. It's a minimum day. The kids get out at 1:05, but we had a good time last time with Fancy Friday. A bunch of the kids dressed up, our buddies dressed up, and we see them on Friday. So that's a really fun thing to do. So help encourage your students to be a part of it. Often they're resistant because they're cool and they're in 5th grade, but when they do it, it's really, really fun. So Fancy Friday, I'll be dressed up, is November 22nd, and it's also a minimum day. School gets out at 1:05 on November 22nd, and that's because the next week, November 25th through 29th, is Thanksgiving break. The kids are off of school every day that week. So in all the years past in Irvine, we've had school on Monday and Tuesday, but now it's changing. So school started 2 days early this year on a Tuesday. We're off for the whole Thanksgiving break. So we won't see you again after the 22nd until December 2nd. And then there's 3 weeks in December before winter break. So there will be school will be on December 2nd, December 9th, December 16th, those weeks. And then we'll be out of school for 2 weeks and into January and into 2025, believe it or not. So that's what's kind of happening with the schedule. Next week, we'll wrap a few things up that we've been working on for a couple weeks. You'll start to see second trimester grades pop up, even though the second trimester doesn't start until Monday. This week we kind of worked on some things getting ready for the second trimester. And so report cards will be coming out soon for the first trimester. So there's like a big transition happening there. And of course, we just have a few weeks until winter break. So we have a little pocket of time right now. We'll finish things before Thanksgiving break. We have a little pocket of time. We'll finish things up before winter break. And then we'll kind of restart things in the middle of the second trimester when we come back in January. The other big thing is I sent out a Science Olympiad interest form. There's a link on the updates page and a link on the email. So if you or your kids are interested in that, go ahead and sign up. For reading next week, we're going to continue what we started. The kids are going to have debates. They have a partner, and they've been researching a topic, which is, should people be able to climb Mount Everest? And so a lot goes into that. There's different kind of environmental reasons and economic reasons and safety reasons. The kids have a partner. They have been preparing, and then they'll have a mini debate with another group of 2 next week. And then as we go forward, there'll be a larger debate as we get closer to winter break, which will be a 4-on-4 team debate. And this one, everyone's doing Mount Everest, whether they're on the yes side or the no side. And then in the next big team debate that we're prepping for, there's other different topics. So that'll be really fun. We'll also maybe take a little assessment where we're comparing and contrasting 2 nonfiction articles. We'll see if we can get to that. And then I'm reading out loud A Wrinkle in Time. The goal is going to be to finish that up before winter break, and we can watch the movie as like a party day or before winter break. So I need to get hustling on that to make sure we finish. But we did just start this week, and the kids seem to be enjoying it. For writing, the kids are going to publish their first research-based opinion or argument about whether or not schools should be allowed to serve chocolate milk. And so the kids had really strong opinions coming in, and the opinions have kind of shifted and changed and become a little more nuanced as we researched. But they'll actually turn in their paper next week, and then we'll move on to another topic when we come back from Thanksgiving break. The kids this week took their first CML test, first of 5. There'll be one more in December, and then January, February, March. The kids will review it, and they'll look and see we'll have some kids share their strategies. And if you got the questions wrong, you'll get a chance to review it. There is a grade for CML in the work habits grade. Everyone should get 100% in the grade book work habits, because if you got a 2 out of 6, you can redo it and show me that you learned something from the problem, and you get a 6 out of 6. It still gets reported to CML as the grade you got, but as far as our grade book goes, everyone should get 100% on that one, because it's just whether or not you turned in like the corrections to the work. And we'll also talk about some problems involving rectangles or rectangular things in the real world that have fractional side lengths. So we're continuing working on fractions and working through some of the difficulties with that. In social studies, we've been studying about the lost colony of Jamestown. We've been studying different documents that give some evidence about why Jamestown failed, essentially. And so the kids are going to put together kind of an investigative research report based on the evidence that they've seen. And so they'll finish that up next week. So a couple of essays that they're working on. A lot of that work will get done in class, but there's a lot going on. And then by the end of the week, we're going to move into the study of the first 13 English colonies, and we'll look at just like a map, the location of the colonies. And then when we come back from Thanksgiving, eventually the kids will have a little quiz on the location of the 13 colonies. In science, the kids will be with Mrs. DeMarco, and we'll also have an introduction to it, the next big unit of the year, which is on the Yellowstone ecosystem. We'll do some work with Wordly-Wise to improve our vocabulary for language. We'll see our buddies next week. We'll maybe do some mile run practice, and then there is a board game day on Tuesday. The kids have been working on their board games. They're doing a really nice job working together and creating these cool board games. We're inviting the 4th grade APA students and the 6th grade APA students at separate times to come actually play the board games. And so the students from last year did this, and they'll come back and be able to see what the 5th graders made. So that'll be really fun. That's going to be Tuesday afternoon, so the kids can bring all their board game materials on Tuesday. So there's a million things that are happening as usual, but we're having a great time. We're really taking some time to talk about these big ideas, chocolate milk and Mount Everest, and break them down. And what we are finding out, and if you ask your kids about this, you can reinforce this, is that these are all not easy, perfectly smooth issues. They're complicated. They have lots of different constituents and factors. And so hopefully the goal is less about being entrenched in my own opinion and really trying to understand all the different points of view that are involved in big decisions like Mount Everest and chocolate milk in schools and all the other things we get to. So it's been a lot of fun. There's been a lot of energy and excitement around these, so it's going good. We will see you next week, and then you will not get a video from me next week because the week after that you'll be off for Thanksgiving break. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your next week and Thanksgiving break. As always, if you have any questions, let me know. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.